Hello everybody, my name is Kenneth and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be checking out the video for Truman, Han and Felix's duet from the new mixtape Dominate. I I'm intrigued about what we're going to get with this song. I have no idea beyond the teaser. I did see, because it was really hard on TikTok to avoid any spoilers for this album. I've been doing my best, like scrolling as soon as I see the sound name or whatever. Um, but it's been really hard. But apparently, someone on TikTok when I was scrolling, they were like, all those people that judged the song based on the teaser or something. So if it's not kind of similar to the teaser, or if the teaser wasn't giving an accurate representation of the video and the song, it will be interesting to see. Thank you guys for joining me on this reaction. This is a reaction. This is not the original content. If you want to go and support the original content, which I recommend, you can go do so. I am a pauser. I am autistic and I find pausing helps me genuinely. It allows me to get out my thoughts without missing anything. Because again, this is the first time that I'm watching this myself. So if that's not for you, that's totally okay. I am going to watch this through twice, I think. I'm gonna try and see what I see in the first kind of go through, and then in the second go through, I will try and see other things. So yeah, without any further ado, because I've yapped for a little bit now, let us get into Truman by Han and Felix. Okay, this definitely wasn't what I was expecting. Love the sound though.
I sketch visions of my future, but sometimes the wrong shade slip in the picture. Feel like a failure, a loser, but oh my God, reminds me I'm human. Head high, I keep on moving, living real like Truman. I'm the Truman. We're all same, no different.
Okay, so whoever said that, the teaser is literally JYP. JYP. Also, I'm sorry about the back of my hair. For some reason, it won't go down. Ignore it. Anyway, everyone always jokes how like bad JYP is when it comes to teasers because they always spoil so much stuff. That was basically the entire teaser up until this point. Sorry, I'm just gonna go back to a little bit there because that was an unfortunate frame. There we go. Because that was an unfortunate mid-movement frame. That was basically the teaser, right? Also, I don't know. Sorry, my throat. I don't know what a Truman is necessarily. I know there's like, is there a celebrity or something that was called Truman? Like, was there a show or something? I don't know. I find it really interesting already, just the way, because obviously Felix's voice is always so distinctive, but just the way that they've chosen to deliver it atop this this kind of sound, but also the way that Felix is delivering this visually, and from the kind of the lip sync performance, it's almost like a dreamy haze, which I assume is intentional. I don't know, but you guys let me know in the comments. Unless it gets explained, in which case you can still do it, but obviously it'll get explained.
I keep on moving, living real like Truman. I'm the Truman. We're all
Oh, that
same,
girl.
no difference. Fell fear, bad days made me more different. I'm born free. This is my own movement. We don't care cause we're blessed. I don't play, you know we keep it honey.
I'm sorry, I thought we were getting like a vintage hip hop track. What?
I don't play, you know we keep it honey. Copping all that shit whenever I want it. It's that beast mode, as Ranger calls it. Got trophies.
I'm sorry, the League of Legends reference. I'm sorry, the League of... I love it. I don't know, it just made me giggle. So we're doing video game references a lot. That's a very powerful frame. What?
Whenever I want it. It's that beast mode, as Ranger calls it.
More like that drop.
Trophies in the bag, 'cause I'm staying lucky. Yeah. Better bands, raise my hands, solo fans. Gas is running, hit the pedal, we go fast. We so advanced, we
Oh, I like that.
and the last. We so advanced, we the first and the last.
That's such a nice hook, especially with the synth in the background. We so advanced, we the first and the last. It works well with that rising and falling intonation of the synth there.
First and the last. We so advanced, we the first and the last. Woke up 5 a.m. trying to catch a plane, we don't waste time. Just a rush of kid, young ambitions got me out of school.
I want to see this outfit closer. Ooh, the people on fire. Ooh. Ooh. What's that on his lip? What? I love the confidence of this. Just from kind of our experience of Felix's solos, obviously referring because at this moment we're just really seeing Felix with Han sprinkled in at this point in terms of distribution of lines. The contrast from where he was with like deep end and stuff to this, it's such a progression. I really like it. I just oh, I like that little twinkle sound in the background. I want to know what that's referencing in the background, the dancing character. No. Like you're the last chip in the bag. This is so good. I love the item references again, bringing back Pac-Man as a theme. He did not say sure. He did. No, he definitely didn't see it. I need to see the choreo for this, like the full. There's so much stuff going on. I feel like the faster he goes, the more chaotic the video gets. Again, if anyone knows what this kind of the character in the background is symbolizing, because obviously I assume that's Felix while it's Han, and then vice versa. But like, if anyone knows what that is referencing, please let me know. Especially because is this background the sound kind of this the music video, the sound, is that part of the set or like a reimagining of that part of the set? It might not be, but I don't know. Um, I'm overwhelmed. I'm very much overwhelmed. Um, or like that. I think there was 4 dun dun rhythm in his repetitions of the dun dun rhythm in his rap there, which is interesting. I talked about it in my reaction to Changbin and Ian's Burning Tires, the kind of the importance of 3. So if that was 4, that feels interesting. It makes sense with the whole like breaking rules and doing your own thing. But it's just interesting if that is. This bit of the tag dagger in my throat now. I love the contrast in the way that the two of them delivered this part. This hook is so good. It's not instantly memorable, which you think would make it a bad hook, quote unquote. But actually, it makes you pay more attention to it, which then makes it memorable by default, if that makes sense. The way that but back to the way that they deliver it, it's again all about that contrast. I always say, and I sound like a broken record probably throughout these reactions to the duets, but duets are all about contrast, and obviously, for instance, earlier with Felix's voice, we did have him use his slightly higher register, not all of his higher register, but a higher register. But the bulk of the song's contrast is going to be created by Han's lighter, higher tones and Felix's lower, more gritty tones. Again, I'm just calling back to the beginning, the way he says Truman. It's very full throated, which creates that real texture to his voice. I'm trying to keep up with the context of the video. I'm doing a really bad job. I'm not gonna lie. Is this meant to be like obviously a music video stylized version of a gang drill or something? You know, like just with the constant like raiding of places and stuff. I don't know. I love some of the kind of the iconic shots of this so far. Just allowing them their little moments to stand out, literally against the backdrop here. Like this shot. Oh wait, no, sorry, 1 second. I'm really, I know I've seen a lot of people talking about like the contact lenses. This shot here, where is it really quickly? I think it was a close-up with Han in the front. Can I see it quickly? Let me see it quickly. There we go. Here, I know there's been a lot of because I know it's Han and Han, but specifically the when you can see his eyes. I know there's been a lot of people saying like, "Oh, stop with the contact lenses." I've seen a bunch of that. I don't think there's a problem. And if it serves a purpose that they want for the look of the video, I don't see a problem with it personally. I think it creates an interesting visual. His eyes like that, especially with the way that the background is colored. Um, and again, you've got this. I just noticed you've got this thing again on his is it meant to be like a gang sign or something? Um, also, I am picking up obviously in the lyrics. This feels like not just a kind of a boastful song of which there is elements of flexing and boasting and stuff. This feels like the perfect song for the anniversary for the anniversary and the debut date for Stray Kids. Obviously, as I'm recording this, this is the 25th. I'm just in the 25th because it's late here, and obviously we're debut date anniversary celebration time, and so this really feels as much of a Stray Kids flexing kind of song, as much as it feels like a song for Stay, um, specifically as well, um, which is interesting. Yeah, I have thoughts that I want to say at the end, um, regarding the structure of the song. Um, so I'll try and keep that in mind until before I do a second watch. But let's continue. I love the outfit on Felix. He has a cape. I want a cape. Or is it just a long jacket? I can't tell. I really like that. So before I watch again, I just wanted to talk really quickly about my overall thoughts of the structure. Um, I think it's interesting the decision to begin with the sound that the song begins with, before switching up into this very much different vibe. Um, Again, this might be because I don't understand what Truman is, or what a Truman is. My friend Lucia, who spoiled this song for me a little bit, I didn't hear it, but she sent me a TikTok, not realizing that this was a new song, and I clicked on it, and it was for something talking about a race car driver or something. And she sent me something that I'm gonna look at after I finish recording. But um, I I don't understand, and this don't take this the wrong way, because I know some people might. I don't understand the use of the early tone of the song, with the sound and the instrumentation. If only because it doesn't come back. It feels because throughout the main bulk of the song, you have this heavy, this synth heavy kind of accompaniment, which creates a very intentional kind of sound. Contrasted with this beginning, and I don't know if this is just for the video, and if because I don't feel like why would it be, you know what I mean? But if it was like I could understand it a little bit more. But just from the kind of the structure perspective, it's like Chekhov's gun in films, right? If you show something or something, da, 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 it has a use later on, right? You know, you don't show a smoking gun and then don't see it firing or whatever. And so in the same way here, having that section from the accompaniment sound, and then we never go back to it. It it feels interesting to me, it please let me know if I'm missing like some huge context that explains that beginning, because I really feel like I am. Um, I think with regards the intro, um, it definitely gave me um, almost like a sleepwalking vibe, where you kind of are just kind of moving through life. Um, in the context of the song, it feels like that's almost a flex in itself, in that life is so easy. You know, we're breaking all these rules, we're doing all this, but we're doing it without even trying. We're just sleepwalking through it, if that makes sense. Um, and that's the only kind of thing I can feel with it. Again, I love how Felix and Han sound together. I think with obviously the fan meet beforehand, where obviously Felix took Han's song solo, "Hold My Hand." Um, it was obviously a tease for this particular duet, um, which is interesting when you think about it, actually, um, because it shows how well their um, Felix is able to work outside of what is expected of him. I say expected of him because people mostly hear Felix and they go, "Oh, he's the low voice guy," and while yes, we have him in the low voice during that kind of that "I masticate my enemies" section. Um, his voice was obviously, he used the higher tones of his voice there. And a lot of people, I feel like, don't know about how diverse his voice is in that way, because they just hear his really low and iconic gritty tones. I call them gritty because they have a real, and it's not a bad thing, it's a real roughness to them, which is just really, what's the word? It's just really captivating. That's the word. Captivating to when you to listen to it, because you're like, whoa, and then it almost allows you to kind of stop and think about whatever in whatever song um, that he's saying. Han, as usual, sounds great. Amazing rapping as usual. His voice. I think one thing, because of the solo stages that they did when they swapped songs, obviously, while Han didn't take on Fair, Hyunjin did. What I think I would have been intrigued by is if the song, and I don't know how well it would have worked, but maybe it would have been a good part for the musical callback from the beginning. But I would have been interested for a purely vocal section. And what I mean like that is almost like a change up to fit that musical accompaniment style coming back. That allowed even more showing off of the vocals, because we had obviously the hooks being done interchangeably by Felix and Han. But I would have just personally loved a song section, like even like the middle eight, for instance, of the song, just carved out, where they could get really melodic, and they could even have not a battle, but like they could share that middle eight and stuff like that. We are gonna watch this a second time. I'm going to try and see what I missed in the first watch. See if I see anything else. But yeah, let us get back into Truman. Also, no, I have to pause already. It's criminal. This section didn't come back musically, because of this bass line in the bottom of the song. Also the chorus.
I sketch visions of my future, but sometimes the wrong shade slip in the picture. Feel like a failure, a loser, but oh my God reminds me I'm human and high. I keep on moving, living.
I think this is a very interesting thing lyrically. When you take the dreaminess and the dreamlike sleepwalking affect to the video, him talking about feeling like a failure, a loser, it feels out of place, but it also doesn't. It feels out of place because obviously the rest of the song kind of almost takes that back. But it's almost like instead, this is almost the sleepwalking into being awakened, and taking charge. So maybe it does fit more than I think. Maybe it does fit more than I think. Interesting.
But oh my God reminds me I'm human and high. I keep on moving, living real like Truman. I'm the Truman. We're all same, no difference.
It's interesting their outfits as well are so similar in all of the parts.
This is my own movement. We don't care 'cause we're blessed.
I loved this as well. I think this part, so it's almost like the Felix intro goes into Han's section here, and it's almost like I was saying, going from sleeping to being aware. But I like the acceptance from Han. Han often in songs, especially his solo songs, talks about being different, whether it's alien, whether it's even in kind of what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? But he often makes that point of being different, and so here, what I like is we've changed, and again a progression in Han, from feeling like an alien, feeling like an outsider, to still having that feeling of being other, but it not being a bad thing, being blessed by it, feeling positive about it. It's interesting. Is this the symbol that is on Felix's lip and Han's thing, or is that just because there's got to be a reason that this is the brightest thing in the room at this point for the transition. Or is it? Wait, is it the hop? Wait, is that the hop logo? No, hang on. I need to check this. Okay, it's not, but it looks visually similar. Okay, sorry. I had to check it just because it with the way that the chair was. There's also something very matrixy about him being sat like this, floating. Yeah, everyone comes alive. That's interesting. It's that beast mode as Ranger calls it. Got trophies in the bag cause I'm staying lucky. Yeah, but I think it's very interesting lyrically here that this is the part where the synths kind of take over, and obviously this hook that we hear throughout the song is so linguistically focused on gaming, and sports and competitiveness, just because of how gaming kind of sound the synth is. I thought that even like during the first listen, it was very gamey. The sound, I was trying to remember because I didn't say it in the first listen. The synth reminds me of if anyone knows Labyrinth, the song Earthquake, I think it was. That was it 2010? That had a similar synth texture in it, and indeed a similar motif. Not the same, but just similar. And so it reminds me of that. I really enjoyed that song in the past. So hearing that kind of similar, not the same, similar vibe here. Oh, hello, focus. Similar vibe here. It creates a familiarity that I'm not saying that everyone necessarily has, but it really immediately brought me in. I want to know the context of the red. Woke up 5 a.m. trying to catch a plane, we don't waste time. Still watch a kid, young ambitions got me out of school. I'm a following orders, now I make my own rules. I love that that contrast lyrically here. All of these lines have two parts to them. Apart from maybe this one. But they have two parts to them. So here, after the woke up at 5 a.m. trying to catch a plane, we don't waste time. Can I please? There we go. Since I was a kid, young ambitions got me out of school. And then the next line, da 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 da. There's an intentional contrast created in the lyrics there of what am I trying to say? Specifically with the next line about especially with the next line here. Following orders, making my own rules. It's how am I trying to say this? The way it's structured is it gives the way it structures it. It's almost cyclical. So you have Felix breaking out of the orders and then making the own rules, which then someone else will break out of and make their own rules, and da-da-da. And in the same way with the line about school, I was a young kid, my young ambitions got me out, and then, but obviously it's cyclical. Sorry, I'm really struggling. It is late here. Please forgive me. I like that drum little breakdown there. Little Louis Vuitton drop. Like this, it's still rapping and it's still Felix, but it's not because it could easily have been call me by my. Obviously, I'm not mocking Felix. Obviously, I can't go that low, but it could easily have been that lower tone. Instead, he's raising it. Also, is that a doggo in the background? I just noticed it. It is. And it's perfect. It's perfect from going from Felix to Han, because obviously, as I said, duets are all about contrast. So this allows this part to build up back into that real hook, into that real hook here. Whereas if he had just kept it in a lower register, it would have been much more abrupt, and it could have worked. Not going to say it wouldn't have worked, but it could have been a lot more. It could have been a lot more abrupt. Chip in the bag like you got nothing to show. That's how I ride, play, no one keep it taunted. Cupping all the shit whenever I want it. Is that beast mode? I love that transition. Oh, there's the thumbnail. Yeah, I'd really be intrigued by that dance in the background. Ooh. Ooh. Is this a reference to something? The no consideration feels like it's a reference. And it could be a reference to multiple things. Hmm. I love one of the things I was saying actually to my carer about Stray Kids. I was talking to her about God's Menu, and I was talking about how they were talking about and discussing how they make their own flavor and stuff like that. I love the constant food metaphors, palette metaphors, and references in Stray Kids songs. And here using it on its head, like showing an empty plate. um, and I want to know who this playing puppet is. Because even that, like, there's a contrast, because playing puppet, Han being able to laugh with his stomach versus, obviously, a puppet. Obviously, you can't necessarily do that because someone's hand is up your stomach. Interesting. I love that bell. Even this is so gamey in the background. Sorry, 1 second. So, a lot of pain, but I keep my attitude. I spit out the dagger in my throat and jump up. In my head, when he says that, it almost sounds like he's being censored. Because like you could look at it two ways. You could look at it in the kind of the fire starter way, where it's like you kind of have your head back and you're doing it that way. But it almost feels like he is being stabbed from the front, like to keep him down. And so the act of him still spitting it out is even more powerful, because it's like I'm not going to be silenced, kind of things. Lay down my line is oblique. This line I wanted to talk about because there's very much throughout this a lot of focus on the creation of lines throughout this. And visually, like you got the straight lines and straight edges of the squares. I don't know what it means. In fact, I actually don't know. I'm gonna Google really quickly. Define oblique, because I don't know that word. Oblique. Neither parallel nor at right angles or to a specific. Oh, okay. That's clever. So it's slanting. So the slanting lines make sense now. You've got the pun on the oblique muscle. He's basically saying that he's not following trends. He's not following attitudes and perspectives that have come before. He's making his own way. That's clever. I want to know what that crimson line is. I like the way that, now I'm thinking about that line, just the way the rhythm of that line is, as Rengar calls it. It's short and snappy, with the way that the accompaniment kind of smooths and slows down a little bit. You'd think it might give a little bit more breathing room to slow down, but that playful little fast rhythm still works. Again, power 3. even that's a power of three. You've got the list of three, then you've got the power of three throughout the whole thing. But then it becomes a four with the repetition. Oh, that's good. Oh, no, that makes more sense now. Because obviously that's a slanted line. Okay, that is genius. That is genius. Okay. See, this is why you need a second listen to these to these and watch to these videos. Because I wouldn't have realized just how, obviously I always know how clever they are, but I wouldn't have realized how clever. Do you know what I mean? I would have missed out on that oblique reference. The use of slanted lines and everything like that throughout the video, because now it makes sense, the gang sign being that shape. Oh, it's so clever. I really like that. Yeah. I'm gonna really quickly, while I have you guys here, I'm going to check this spoiler that my friend Lucia sent. So, so there was a lyric that says, "Cooking up races, I know that we're taking our time like Charles Leclerc, I don't know him." But it's a reference to how he gradually climbed up the ranks as Skiz gradually rose to fame. But his first F1 race was March 25th, 2018. Oh my god, that's fate. Oh my god, that's fate. Holy. Oh, okay. Okay, I can close this for now. I'll come back to that later. Oh my god, that's so genius. See, as someone who's not into sports, not into F1, not into any of that, my friend Lucia really is into F1, I would never have got that reference. So again, even more clever, even more significant. Oh my god. I am not gonna lie, so I obviously still have Escape to react to, as well as Cinema, which as I'm recording this hasn't even come out yet, I don't think. But this album is such a the fact that it's a mixtape is criminal. I feel like this deserves as much promotion as Hop, as any of the other full albums, 5 star, etc., etc. This album so far has been so cohesive in the quality of it, and I feel like this being relegated to a mixtape, while you can say, oh, it's a gift to stay, I just feel like I need everyone to hear it. I'm really looking forward to what the rest of this mixtape has to offer us. Again, lyricism is so clever. That reference, so genius. The oblique. Is it oblique or oblique? I've been pronouncing it one way, but if I've been pronouncing it wrong, please let me know. But yeah, all of this actually works, and it actually makes a lot more sense now. I think this is the important thing about a reaction as well, is seeing how a person changes their opinion. Because as I said, I thought it was out of place at that beginning, but now I feel like I was wrong, and I get it. So I hope if you've watched this far, you've seen that regression and been like, oh, okay. Because I don't want anyone in the comments being like, oh my god, you don't get it. I do get it now, I think. I get it more than I did. But I really enjoyed that. Yeah. Once again, they're so good. They're so talented. I it's just genius. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this reaction with me. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Obviously, I've tried to fill in the blanks as we've been going for things that I didn't necessarily know, but obviously if I've missed anything, please let me know in the comments. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for being here. Bye guys. Bye.